have we have access to InBody at our gym, so I do it like every couple months. But I had Claude analyze my last 2 InBodies to see where I was,
Yeah.
and yeah.
Lauren got another revival sale.
Oh,
you got a sale?
yeah.
Oh, so you see this on your dashboard?
Yeah, I got an email today too about it.
Oh, nice. Good
Someone
stuff.
just made a purchase using your tracking link. Nice work.
Nice work. Killing it. So you see
For
your
you.
monies. You see your monies adding up.
Or do I do for you?
That's good stuff. I love to see it. Love to hear about it.
I know.
Love to hear. Oh, so the direction that we're going with so if your numbers are doing that, I'm going to tell them to send you another revival. Just to send it.
No, we pay for it.
Whatever. Anyway.
No. We love you guys.
The buy one get one free.
BOGO.
But
we're
yeah,
live.
So okay. Hello, and you're here with the pair of pairs, and today we're going to be talking about
pair of pods.
I'm sorry.
We're here with pair of pods.
Yes, pair of pods, and today we're talking about how the impact that money makes on relationships, and why you guys don't talk about it. Why don't you guys talk about money? What is the issue? Is it because it's power? Somebody wants to control the relationship, or it's because you don't got money, so you don't want to talk about it. So it's one or the other, and we're going to figure out why you don't talk about it, and we're going to talk about why you need to start having those conversations, especially if you want to have a future with this person. Do you want to have a future with the person that you're with? Then you need to start talking about money, because eventually you're going to start talking about it. And when you start talking about it, it's going to be a hard conversation, because that dictates the outcome of the future of the relationship. So you guys got to figure it out. So if you're broke, go somewhere where broke people go, and listen. If you're broke, go somewhere where broke people go, so you can have a family, and you can have, and it can seem like you have money. If it doesn't cost much to live there, then you can make it look like you have a lot of money. Just live there. Live there. Anyway, and if you have a lot of money, then have a family. Get your family started and start investing. Make sure you start investing in your kids early. Put money in their investment accounts. Get the money building up early, and then when they get older, whatever they're doing, invest in that, because that is going to be the future. And by the time they graduate from college, they'll be richer than you. They'll have more money than you do, because you spend yours and they don't have to spend theirs. Go ahead.
And thanks for coming to Pair of Pairs.
Yes. That's all right. And thanks for coming to Pair of Pairs. And you have Joey here and
Chris and Lo.
Tom.
Wait, can we go back for a second though?
Where are we going back to the future?
Back to because we've been live since we were talking about InBody.
Oh, yes. So back to InBody, and we were talking about how you have underdeveloped legs and Tom has little arms. And we're talking about...
I don't have little legs though, which is so confusing.
And we need to fix this issue. So first of all, Tom, just do more back exercises. Every back exercise works on your biceps too. So more back exercises, more bent over rows, heavy rows, more pull-ups. Those will develop the biceps more. Don't focus on doing preacher curls or just like these nonsense curls that everybody does. Everybody does nonsense curls. And they go to the gym to do nonsense curls, and their biceps stay the same for years. Sorry?
No, you're not on.
Oh, yeah. Anyway.
Well, I'm just so confused because my legs are my strongest part of my body.
So that says a lot, doesn't it?
But they're underdeveloped. So what is that? Does that mean I'm just underdeveloped everywhere in comparison?
No, that just means that it's because you run so much. You eat away at the muscle. If you're running 20 miles, what do you expect? You're eating muscle. Yes, exactly. Gobble, gobble, gobble. You need to do more sprints. Do short distance. Do short distance sprints. Run like 2 miles, 3 miles, and call it quits. And do your squats and your deadlifts. Squats, deadlifts.
I love to go on a long run with no music and just really, really battle some demons. Like I don't wear headphones. When we were training for the marathon, I would go on 15-mile runs, no headphones.
Why do you have so many demons? You have 15 miles worth of demons?
I don't know. It's the only time I felt like nobody was like talking at me, to me, asking me for anything. It was just like me. And I didn't have music to distract me. It was so nice.
Did you create an environment where people are always asking you for things, but you don't want to be in that environment?
No, I love being in the environment. I want to be needed.
So why is it demons?
No, it's just a saying, Joe.
I mean, I understand that, but why are you looking at it in a negative way? It should be looked at in a positive way. It should be a joyous run. You're going and you're so you're just appreciative of
No,
all these people asking you questions.
one time I was hysterically crying for 4 miles. It was great.
Yeah.
It was so relieving. It was
What-
so like,
Were these cries of joy?
no.
So then I go back to my initial question about people asking you questions all the time, and you saying that first it leads you to crying on your runs, or you say you enjoy it. Which one is it?
Well, I enjoy it, but crying is a good stress relieving activity. So when you're stressed, you should cry. There was actually a study done. You know,
That's why men die so early. That's why us men, we die early because we don't cry. That's what they say.
they do say that. And you know, they say that people who show their emotions or like cry easily are actually more equipped to handle hard decisions, because when you let go of your emotions, you can problem solve faster and get to a solution. And that's why men in power don't always make great decisions, because they hold on to their emotions and try to like bottle them down when they could have just like let them out and then come to a more logical decision by not bottling up their emotions. I sent you the study. People who cry easier and show emotions easier are actually better leaders.
So that was justification for your tears?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Interesting. So you want to you don't want him to look at your tears in a negative way. You want him to see your tears and think leadership.
I want him to say, wow,
You're
that's
amazing.
a leader.
Because those are tears of leadership.
Yeah. Tears of leadership.
That is called manipulation.
Yeah. That's called that's called positive thinking.
Oh, yes, exactly. Do you ever send him like reels, TikTok reels and Instagram reels about how amazing he is?
Yeah.
Okay, what was the last reel she sent you about how amazing you are, Tom?
Our reels are mostly just funny and dumb.
Okay. But she sent you that leadership reel about her tears being leadership. But she didn't send you a reel about how amazing you are. The things that you do, the traits that you have, how amazing those traits are. We need to share reels with our partners about how amazing they are.
No, I just ask him if he's into men.
I get a lot of reels just asking if I'm gay. No, not asking.
You just try to crush. Why you try to crush this man's ego? Why you try to crush this man's self-esteem? What's up with that? That's what women try to do. That's what women are trying to do. That's why. See, that's why. That's why women are under attack right now. Women are under attack right now by powerful men because of this that's happening right now.
What do you mean?
I can't be broken.
Exactly. They're trying to break men like we're stallions, and they're trying to break us down and make us timid and weak. But then they get upset. Then they get upset if the man is timid or weak.
Well, yeah. Don't break. Don't be timid and weak. Don't.
So
let
you
us
want to fight. So again, so it's manipulation. So really, it is what you want Tom to do. You want Tom to get into an argument with you about how powerful and how masculine he is.
No, no one said that. That's a crazy take. I just share with him. Sometimes I send him, I'm so proud of you. And that's nice.
You're proud of him for what?
For being you.
Nah, you got to get some details. You got to elaborate on that. You can't just tell somebody you're proud of them and not give any. You have to give some details, some context.
Well, I tell him
because if it were you would want context. It's not one thing somebody can tell you and you not want context. You want everybody to explain everything. But then when you tell him something, then you're just like, oh, that's enough.
Tom's a man of few words. He doesn't want context. I'm
fair? But you do.
He's asking for context on what you send me.
Yeah, I send you. I'm proud of you, and you don't want context. You're a man of few. I'm speaking your love language by not giving you context because that's how.
Tom, is that fair?
I feel like this is a cop out.
Yep, it's a cop out. It's a cop out.
It's called sarcasm.
Interesting.
Kristen. What's happening with you back there? Are you part of this? Hi.
She's tired.
I'm chilling.
She's in that time of the month.
Yep.
I love that. Me too, girl. We just talked about this.
Yep. It makes me bitchy.
Good. Let it out. Tell me more.
I mean, I'm not really bitchy at anyone right now. I'm just like very like chill, tired. Like my energy is low when I'm on my period.
Yeah, all I want is chocolate. I keep like scouring for chocolate.
I know. And we have zero chocolate except for him in this house. So
We can go get some chocolate.
Tom, why didn't you say that?
Because we were about to do the podcast. We had things to do. We
sometimes I
had
just need
priorities.
chocolate.
I know.
Sometimes.
All right, so I'm ready for you to lead us in this podcast.
Okay, so we're talking about the elephant in the room, the money, and the things couples argue about the most and talk about the least. So let's dive into a round of let's see the money confessions. How do we split bills? How do we split dinner dates? Like what's the ratio in a relationship when it comes to finances? And how do we know when it's okay to spend, and how do we like decide, do we all share finances? Let's start with that. Do you guys split finances? Do you guys just split everything across the board 50-50?
No,
Bills?
we don't split anything.
What do you mean?
We don't split anything. We just have our own responsibilities. The only thing we actively split down the middle is rent. And that's it. He pays the bills. I pay the subscriptions for like streaming services. Like, it's not like, oh, I paid this Venmo me for half of it. He like covers these things and I cover these things. When it comes to like the dog, I usually pay for the dog food, except I don't know why it's not getting delivered. So he had to go out and buy extra dog food today. But like I pay for like the dog food, which is more expensive than I spend on my own self for food. And every like 6 weeks, because I get dog food every 4 weeks. So every 6 weeks, he'll pay for the grooming. Like, I don't know, like it just kind of evens out in the wash. I feel like there will be times sometimes where we're like, we should sit down and look this over. Like, are we actually even? And then literally every time we've done that, it's been dead even. Like you pay X amount and I pay X amount. Like if either one of us feels like I've been paying for this or something, like we just sit down and do the numbers. Or like there will be times where I recognize that Tom's gone grocery shopping like 3 weeks in a row and I'll be like, oh, I'll Venmo you for half of that. Sorry. Like I know I've been busy. But like usually it's just whoever's available and we make it up in the future. I don't know.
Yeah, like, I don't know. Like I went grocery shopping a couple times and then you did.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think we split it up pretty evenly without really having to talk about it. The bills. Well, you do Wi-Fi, I do electric, and then rent.
I do Wi-Fi and all of our streaming services.
I got grandfathered in though. That's why. She had them before.
So she just maintains them.
Yeah.
Now he has his own account on them, so he's lucky.
Okay.
So you guys don't have like a system in place to like take care of bills, or like a bucket of money that you guys just put into, and then that just takes care of all of your finances?
I have brought this up probably 47,000 times.
No.
I have an account that we could do this to. And I said that to them, like, why don't we just like put money into this account and then just like pay everything out of this account? And then you say, yeah, let's sit down and talk about it.
No, I think we need to have an account for like extended things.
We can have both.
Yeah.
Are you talking like an emergency account? When
No,
you say
just like-
extended things?
No, because we know we have like expenses like coming up. So we want to start putting money towards those like expenses, like larger expenses.
Like our country club dues.
Yeah.
We have our initiation fee is due when I turn 32, and that's a nice, pretty penny.
Gotcha.
So,
I see.
but I always forget about them. So then when it comes up, I'm like, oh.
He forgets, and then every month at the end of the month, I say, "Hey, this is due." That is something that like we would generally split, and he's like, "Oh," and I'm like, "Oh, okay." But
I always get you back.
yeah, he always gets me back.
Irresponsible of me. I'm responsible of everything else. I know when everything is due on the exact date, except for that.
I'm not too
Out of sight,
pressed
out of
about
mind.
it. I'm not too
What?
pressed about it though, because like to me, I wanted to join, and I would have joined whether he was with me or not. So that feels like an individual expense for me. Like I don't,
Mhm.
I would have been paying the same amount
Oh, is that how
by
you feel about
myself, whether it was just me or me and him. And I
Got
would
it.
have done this solo on my own anyways. You know, I like
Yeah.
I made the decision for us that we were joining.
Okay.
So then you're willing to incur the expense,
Yeah.
basically.
Mhm.
That's fair. That's totally fair.
But not the full
Right.
initiation fee. That's a 50-50.
Yeah.
No.
No, but I feel like
Yeah.
I think everything else we've split on it.
Yeah. I know you guys have shared expenses though, right?
Yeah. I mean, everything is, we have a business that takes care of all the finances.
Yeah. So
I
it's
don't
like,
understand that.
go ahead.
So we have a business that makes a portion of a certain amount of money every month, and that's where the bills are taken care of from that bucket of money. And that's a joint business that we have together.
Yeah. So because we have 50-50 ownership of the business, we both have a card for the business, and we run the expenses and things like that we like incur, of course, like business related, whatever, through our business. And then that kind of like takes care of all of that stuff. And so it's like an automatic 50-50 because we have 50-50 ownership of the business. So all the income from the business is ours.
Yeah. What about
So-
like your like other stuff? Like you want to go out to dinner?
Business.
Oh, because you
Business
guys are
expense.
partners. It's a business expense.
Yep.
Sneaky, sneaky.
Yep.
Yep. That's
Oh,
the way to
yeah.
do it.
That's the way to
That's the
do
way
it.
they all do it. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the way, that's literally how they tell you to do it if you are like in the business world. Like,
Yeah.
is you make it so you can expense as many of your things as possible.
Yeah.
And so that's sort of, how our business is structured. And then like I have my own business, he has his own business, and
Yeah.
we still, like that's for other things. Like if I want to go get my hair done or whatever, like that's an expense that I have, or my nails or whatever. If I want to go get a pedicure, like that's because I don't expect him to pay 50% of that. Not because he wouldn't, but it's just like we're a little non-traditional, I guess, in the sense that I don't ever desire to have a quote unquote like joint personal bank account. I think that's stupid. I think that's what you do when you don't have money and financial sense. I think a lot of people, when they get married, they're like, okay, so now we're going to have a joint account. And we're going to have a savings account. If you want to never have money, do it that way. And that is what I have learned, because when I met him, like he had so much business experience and I didn't. And he taught me so many things about how to actually finance your life in a way that benefits you, and how to use tax strategies that are completely legal to make your financial situation better. And putting your money in a savings account and just having a joint personal account is a great way to never have money, never make money. Your money's never making money. So that's why we have a business together. And truly that sort of functions as like a joint account, because when we pay ourselves out as the owners, it's a 50-50 split. When we have business expenses, it's a 50-50 split. So in that way, we don't really have to track it. We kind of know like we're both contributing to our 50-50 business. And so the things that takes care of are kind of just automatically split. But of course, we also have our own personal expenses that our own, businesses and are things that we have individually take care of.
Yeah, that's a great setup.
It's a little non-conventional or unconventional, I should say, but I feel like it saves us so much money and so much headache and so much stress, because we can see everything that's going through on the accounts. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. I feel like that's been a really good actually setup for us.
Yep.
And it's been that way for a couple of years now because our business is not, it's not like it's a brand new business. Like we've had it for a few years and that's kind of been our setup the whole time.
Yep.
I love that.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Highly recommend that if anybody is considering looking for a way to have like a joint expense account with their partner, like start a business together, but whatever you do, don't put your money in a savings account in a bank. You will never, that money will never make you money. And you're very much stuck to a finite limited amount that you can make. Sorry, when you work for somebody else.
I agree.
So yeah, a little unconventional, but it works well for us. And it saves us from having like, we don't have money fights because the money is ours. We both have to agree on how it's spent. And so that kind of leads to automatically having the conversations, but we also have similar mindsets, I would say, in terms of like spending versus saving. Neither of us are really into like traditional saving. He's taught me a lot about like investing and things like that, and having your money make you money instead of just sticking it in a bank and letting it sit and really making like nothing on it.
Yeah. Smart.
So, yeah.
Money savvy.
Money savvy.
Yeah. So has anybody ever lied about how much something cost because they felt embarrassed about something that they paid for?
No, I just don't let him know I bought it.
He doesn't ask. He doesn't look at something like, wow, what is that? That looks nice. How much did you pay for that?
No, he doesn't ask.
No.
But
when
do
you don't
you
want to
ask
know
him?
the answer, you don't ask.
And so what
ask.
about you? Do you ask him if you see something that, and do you judge
How
him
much
off
were
of
those?
his purchases?
Recently.
I got golf clubs the other day.
Recently.
So I'm supposed to go to this golf outing. I don't have any clubs, but I have them down in my parents' house to bring them up here and to get them just to have a nice set for myself. But I got like a starter set. I got $400 thing of clubs, bag and a full set.
Yeah.
And she's like, how much was that? I was like, oh, it was 400. She goes, oh my God. I'm like, usually they're like 1,600 for like nice clubs. Like, I don't know, just got something to be able to go and, have them. Everyone plays. It's a good way to meet some people.
He needed golf clubs,
I needed them too.
but I just wanted to know how much they were.
Yeah. I mean, that's
I'm
fair.
nosy.
I think it's fair to like, I feel like I'm the opposite. So like, I don't hide it. If I spent a bunch of money and I think it was crazy, I will straight up run in the house and be like, guess how much my hair cost?
Oh, I
And
do
they'll
that
be
with
like-
him.
I do it all the time. And
You
he'll be like,
do
I don't know. And I'll be like, $600. I'm a natural fucking blonde. $600. And he's like, wow, that's crazy, but it looks great, babe. Like, love that for you. Like, I don't know. I don't really feel any type of way about just being like, this is how much it costs. This is what I bought. Like, I don't know. I throw it out there because I know his response to it is never going to be negative. He's always going to be like, oh, like, do you love it? Are you happy that you bought it? Or like, if it's my hair or like something that I bought to wear or whatever, he'll be like, oh, looks great on you. I love it. Like, you're not really like any type of way about money. Like, you don't really care that I spend because I don't overspend.
I don't want to restrict anyone's freedom. So if you spend, if you're a spender, then you better be making some money.
Mhm.
It's just logic to me. If you spend more, then make more. That's why I feel like people should work for themselves, because then you have control over, the amount of money that you make. You eat what
I
you
agree.
kill. It's just that simple.
I think that's why, like, I think, Kristen, you understand this. Like, I'm definitely more picky on where my money goes. But when I do splurge on something, or like, I just want to do it, I'm just like, I worked so hard for this. Who cares?
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
I deserve to treat myself once in a while. Like, I'm going to go do this. And I think, I mean, this is so stupid. I went to one of those head spas. Have you guys ever been to one of those? Where they literally like lay you down and they like massage your scalp and like.
No, but it sounds amazing.
Really scrub your scalp, and they show you how dirty your scalp is, and then they show you how clean your scalp is after.
Mm-hmm.
they're like my neighbor. They're my neighbors where like one of my businesses is. And I went in to like just introduce myself and say like, oh, we're neighbors. And then obviously I was like, yeah, I want one. Let's go. And then I like got my mom and sister one for Mother's Day. And I was like, did I need to spend $100 on that? No. Did I get to lay down for 30 minutes not 30 minutes. Did I get to lay down for 60 minutes and did like I enjoy myself? And was it relaxing? And yeah. Would I do it every month? No.
No.
But like, whatever.
I mean, and that's how I kind of feel about it too. And I guess like I would say some of the more like expensive things that like we do spend a lot of money on is like when we travel, because when we travel, we don't want to stay in a shitty hotel or like a crappy resort. Like we want to go and have a luxury experience, a luxury vacation. And I mean, we've talked about this before, but I love to travel. He loves to travel. For me, my sanity is being able to travel a lot. So I know for a fact that one of the things that we will always be spending a significant amount of money on is travel, because it's what we enjoy doing. And we never, ever, ever regret spending to have a really nice vacation more frequently than not spending as much and potentially having a crappy time or staying in a place that's like not very nice or whatever. Like you decide what's important to you. And I don't think anybody should shame you for how you spend your money. And I think that's one thing that I kind of had to learn is like, people will try to tell you how to spend your money when they are jealous of what you can afford. And that is something that like becoming a business owner definitely made me realize, because I love everyone in my life, like everyone that's in my circle, my family, my friends, like I love everybody. A lot of them don't understand that spending looks different when you work for yourself and you've built something successful, and that then you want to enjoy, like you said, like the fruits of your labor. So I don't think anybody should shame you for how you spend your money. You worked hard to get it. You get to decide how you spend it and what makes you happy. And nobody gets to tell you that. Like nobody gets to make that determination for you. Like funny example, but like my mom wanted me to come home for something recently, like come back to like where I'm from. And she was like, well, you could get a really cheap flight on Spirit. And I was like, I'm sorry, I'm not flying Spirit. I love you. I would love to see you.
They don't even exist anymore, Sarah.
I'm not doing it.
R.I.P.
What? I know. It was, wait, was it? It might not have been Spirit. It might have been Allegiant or something. I don't remember. It was one of like the crappy airlines. And I'm sorry, but I'm at a point in my life, I'm not flying a shitty airline and getting stuck in the airport. They lose my bags. I'm not doing it. Like I'm flying an airline that I know and like and trust. Same thing with like going on vacation. I don't want to stay in a crappy hotel. Same thing with like having a really nice vehicle. Like I enjoy driving our car. Yes. Is it expensive? Yes. Is it luxury? Yes. Does it cost a lot more than my last car? Yeah. But do we love it? And is it enjoyable? And does it make us happy? Yeah, it does. And so, you know, I guess people can say like, oh, it's material. It's material. So is pretty much everything money can buy. It's material. So why does everybody want to make more money? So they can have more things and more experiences. So at the end of the day, like we're all chasing money for something, because we at least have to have enough to live. But how you choose to spend it with your excess, like whatever excess money you have and how you choose to spend it, I don't really think should be up for debate with anybody but yourself and your partner.
No, I think it's so funny, Kristen. We talked about this on the phone. People want to judge you for what you spend your money on, and then they want to judge you when you choose not to spend your money. And I'm like, what? Like, it's like the craziest thing. I'll be like, oh no, like I can't do that. And they're like, what do you mean? And I'm like, okay, I don't want to spend my money on that. Like,
exactly.
And I think it's so interesting because like I have money for the things that I have money for, and I don't have money for that because that was not something that I thought about. Let me give you an example. For some reason, this is only coming up because I looked at my card today and I was like, oh shit. I need to go get a car wash. But like the $60 it costs to get a car wash to me is just so dumb. Like, why? And the time, like, I just like don't want to do it, but I know I need to get a car wash. And like, I know like that is just, and I just don't want to do it. Like,
it's funny because I'm the complete opposite. I have a 2017 Toyota Corolla. It's great on gas. I don't care really what I drive, but like I like it to be clean inside. Like I like, what did I do?
Wait, my car is not dirty on the inside. The outside is dirty.
Like, yours is relatively clean.
My car is clean. He's making it like it's not the inside of my car. It's because I'm like parked on the street and there's bird poop all over it.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, you
I like to have my car like cleaned and washed out and stuff. I like just a cleaner environment.
It's like that stuff, or like, oh, you know what I hate spending my money on? Like toiletries. I hate buying face wash, and I hate buying. But you know what I do love? I love buying like face serums. I'll buy 1 million of those. Do I have to buy shampoo? No. I will shake. I'm like Joe. I will shake that bottle dry before I go and buy another bottle of shampoo. But I have 7 face serums that are expensive. Like the idea of like the necessity over the want is very hard for me.
No, I completely understand that. I totally get that. Like if it's something I want to spend money on, I'm down to spend it. If it's something I don't want to spend money on, I will put it off as long as humanly possible.
Literally. I'm like,
as long as humanly possible.
I will say too, like back to your point, like when I just went to the conference that I went to and I tried to be like reasonable. Then again, I was there for 4 days and every place I was looking at was over $2,000 for the 4 nights I was staying. And I was like, oh, you know, like trying to keep money in my business, you know, whatever. So I did end up like I booked a hotel that was like on the cheaper side, but it looked nice. But I think I told you, like when I got there was no lock on the door. I had to move the couch in front of the door. The first night I was sleeping there were stains on the bed sheets. It wasn't even a hotel, even though it said it was a hotel. $2,000 this place for 4 nights. I FaceTime Tom, made him stay on FaceTime because I was alone. First of all, that was the other thing that really bugged me. Like they said, it was like a hotel with like a man at the front door. It was a hostel with a key code entry to the door and nothing else. And I'm like, I'm a solo 31-year-old girl traveling by myself. Like I purposely was looking for a hotel. Long story short, I ended up paying double because it was non-refundable that place. And then I still had to book myself another $2,000 hotel. While I was there.
Yeah.
Did I dispute it with my credit card company? Absolutely. Does it take 90 days for them to do anything with it? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So just pay for the luxury because you know you're going to be happy. I was miserable.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I was crying. I was like scared for my life that first night. I did not take a wink.
I mean, I don't blame you, but I think it all comes down to like you prioritize your spending the way you want to. And I do think there is an element of it that is difficult when you build something that is successful. You do get people who feel like left behind, and they are typically the people who will either hate on you or judge you for how you spend your money or try to tell you like how you should be doing things. And one thing I would say that's like super important is never listen to somebody who's not in your shoes. Like they can't tell you shit because they aren't living your life. They're not building a business. They're not doing the things that you're doing. So they don't like their input is not for you to take into consideration. And I say that with love, but I have friends who like to give advice sometimes. And I'm just like, you can't give me advice because you're not walking the same path that I'm walking and you're not in the same position in life that I'm in because you have set yourself up for something totally different. And that is okay. But then don't try to weigh in on my decisions, the things that I want to do and judge me for how I choose to live my life because it's not up to you. And I'm not asking.
What kind of advice?
Like, so this is going to make me sound like a real bitch, but I got invited to, I'm going to say it. So I got invited to go on a trip with some of my friends and I didn't want to go. It was to a place that I don't want to go.
When was this?
It was the bachelorette trip that I didn't want to go to.
Oh.
Yeah. So it was a bachelorette trip that I didn't want to go to because first of all, it was going to be to a place that I have no desire to ever go. They were trying to make it as cheap as possible. So booking like a shitty ass Airbnb. And I don't want to stay in a shitty Airbnb. Sorry, I don't want to do that. And then the whole idea was like to try to get everybody to chip in for this trip. and try to make it as cheap as possible. And I'm sorry if I'm taking, first of all, time off of work, AKA my business and our business and everything else that we have going on. It's not going to be to go somewhere I don't want to go. And it's not going to be to go and stay somewhere that I don't want to stay. And I'm not going to go and spend money to have a bad time. And I know some people will be upset by that because people will say, like, you should go, it's your friend, whatever. But at the same
Joe
time,
has something to say.
yeah, go ahead.
No, all I'm saying is that I actually was like defending her friend. I thought that she should just be supportive and be a good friend. That's what friends are for. Sometimes you have to sacrifice for your friends. You might not want to do it, but it's what they want to do. So it's just like whatever, just go along with it because it's what they want to do and you're just supporting them. So that's just my take.
I mean, maybe, but at the end of the day, it was going to be also, I was the only person that was going to have to fly in from out of state. So that was an added expense. And again, like if I don't want to spend it, I'm not going to spend it. It was going to cost me a shitload of money because I was going to have to fly into a tiny airport that had like no flights. And to be totally fair, it was around the time that we moved to a completely different state. And I was launching my business in a new state. And it was like right in those first couple of weeks that I was going to be launching my business here. After having had the business completely structured and set up in DC. So like the timing couldn't have been worse. And when I was thinking about the amount of stress and money and just time and energy and effort that I really didn't feel like I had to give at that time, I prioritized myself. And it was selfish. I still went to the wedding. I was, like I still did all of that stuff, but I didn't go to the bachelorette trip because the timing just didn't work for me.
I just don't want you to because I'm hearing like two different things when you're talking about that. I agree with both of you. I actually think that we need to inconvenience ourselves more for our friends. I'm so sick of this culture of like, don't inconvenience, or if you care about someone, it's like inconvenience yourself. I don't give a crap. I inconvenience myself for the people I care about all the time. And that is friendship. Like you inconvenience yourself and you do things all the time. But Kristen, I don't think yours was about like not inconveniencing yourself. I just don't think the timing was right for you. And then you found other reasons to support you not going on top of that. I think the main reason of you not going was more stress and timing and distance and less about not liking where they were staying and all of that stuff. Like, I think that that was like compounded on top of it, but I don't think that was like primarily your reason to not go. Like, I think if you were closer and you were still in where you used to live and it was an easier trip to get back, you probably would have gone. But you, like you said, you had just moved, you had just started a business. Sometimes the timing doesn't work out. And then these things on top of it. But I mean, I think that there are a couple of times in your life when you don't get a say. And I do think your friend's bachelorette party is just one that like sometimes you have to like just shut up and do. And like it's their only bachelorette party and they get to decide it. And again, but like I don't think you not going was because I don't think you're a bitch for not going. I think you were dysregulated and had no capacity to go and spend that money after you just spent money to move and you're just building your business and it's a lot of time off and you're thinking about all the tasks. You had 8 million folders open in your head, and to put a pause on those and leave would have been so overwhelming for you. And I see that because like I make that decision. I mean, I wasn't able to go to like 2 baby showers. And I mean, I couldn't take off work. I could not. And I think people think when you work for yourself, you can just take off. I can take off less than I work for myself. I actually can take off less than I could have if I was working for someone else.
Yeah. Or the entire time you're gone, you're still working because you have to, like, your business doesn't run without you. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I think it was multiple things at the same time that just made it not work. And the thing is, I knew I was going to have to travel for the wedding also. And I knew I was going to incur a ton of expenses because, again, I'm the only one that has to fly thousands of miles to get to this wedding. Everybody else is already there. And it was just, I couldn't, like, mentally, I did not have the capacity for it. And yeah, I mean, there were other aspects of it. Like, is it a place I would have picked? No. Is it a place I would have picked to stay? No. Like, if I lived close and could have just driven, that would have been a lot easier. But that was the case for everyone else and not me. So I feel like it was completely justifiable given everything
Yeah.
else I had going on. But at the end of the day, like I'm sick of feeling like I have to justify when I say no to something because I was a people pleaser for such a long time that now when I don't want to do something, I feel like I should be able to just say no. And that's the answer. I don't have to give you a million reasons. I'm saying no because it doesn't work for me for whatever reason, whether I'm overextended
Mhm.
or just overwhelmed or stressed or whatever. Like, no is no.
No, I agree.
I had the same
But-
situation. Not like for Nico's bachelor party. We were kind of just moving up here. It was it was in Arizona. It was going to be
Oh, yeah.
really expensive. It was going to be a lot of like them going to like wanting to
Clubs.
go to clubs and everything. And it's, it's not that I didn't want to go. I really wanted to go. It was just moving up here made it really difficult to go. And I was in his like wedding party and everything, and I was in the wedding. So, but it wasn't. I just explained what happened. Your stomach hurts?
Oh my God.
We're having some technical difficulties, everybody.
Technical
It's a
difficulties.
ginger tea. I just made her ginger and lemon tea.
Oh.
Ginger will get you.
Sneaks up on you. I had one of those bowls that you suggested, one of those like tower bowls.
Yes.
Next day, it was great. I mean, I like it was. I was just, it was a surprise every time I went to the bathroom.
You're like, well, 5 pounds lighter.
But it was good. I felt so good afterwards.
Yeah.
Oh, it was great.
Awesome. And you did all the ingredients? Or you?
Yeah, we did.
you
No,
Kimchi.
we don't have the black garlic.
What? No
The black garlic.
No black garlic.
We don't have
Oh,
the
no black garlic?
Yeah, but
Okay.
everything else we had in there. It was
Okay,
good.
cool. Okay.
I'm
You did the sardines?
No,
sardines.
Oh, okay.
Okay, we're missing 2.
Well, no. I thought no. My thing says I can substitute sardines for any other
Yes.
protein. Oh my God. Ow,
Yes, you
ow,
can.
Ow, 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 ow,
Are you okay?
You're mic'd up.
ow, 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 ow.
Are you good?
I don't know. We're gonna have to take a quick break.
Should I
What's
go
going
check
on?
and see if the food is out there and bring it in?
Go for it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'll
sorry.
check. You stay.
Oh.
Whew. I'm having really bad stomach pains.
Do you have cramps?
I don't know. I don't know what they feel like. They're like all through my belly.
Oh, that's fun.
Oh, I'm okay. Sorry, it just like hit me.
No, it's okay. It happens.
Really gas pains. I gotta fart. Oh my god, they're coming again. I feel like I'm having contractions.
She's giving birth to not a child. Live on the
Amazing.
podcast.
Maybe.
Are you okay?
I feel like I just have to fart. Like I feel like these are really bad gas pains.
It's a really dramatic part.
No, like
Is
my
that-
whole entire intestine feels like it's going into a knot right here, and you can feel it.
Oh my God. Oh, they're gonna deliver it in like 2 minutes,
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I think.
My belly.
Oh, it literally just got down there.
Uh-huh.
So they'll bring it up soon.
Anyways, see, money can't solve this. Yeah. Sorry for the intermission here.
No,
It's
no
okay.
biggie.
Take
No
your
biggie.
time.
Well,
I'm fine. You can keep going.
Yeah, you're okay. You're good. You need probiotics.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Struggle.
All right. Okay. Well, should the person who makes more money in the relationship have more say?
It depends.
Elaborate. What are you guys' thoughts on that?
I feel
I
like
don't.
I feel like they shouldn't have more say in whether or not the other partner needs to split it 50-50 with them. But if they want to do something and the other partner says, this is what I can afford, they should be responsible for paying the other portion of it. Like if they can't afford 50%, then I think if that partner really, really wants to do it and they make more money, then they should be responsible for covering the other percentage.
Yeah, the difference.
So not necessarily when it comes to covering a certain amount, which I'm sure that goes without saying in most situations, but especially if the other person can't afford it, because if they're offering, let's do something, and they know the other person can't afford it, apparently that means they're going to cover those costs. But I just mean have more say in the total spending in the relationship. Just have more control over spending, have more say, be able to dictate how money is spent within the relationship because they make more money.
I definitely think that's a different type of relationship, like in marriage, and your boyfriend, girlfriend, marriage. I think when you're married, you definitely have both equal says. So it's like your partner definitely has to agree. And I think if like you're dating kind of like earlier in the relationship and you're not, you don't have anything financially like together or anything, but the person that makes more money is like free to make their own decisions with their money that they make. I guess it's definitely the total level of relationship you have and kind of what you have built together.
I think what you're saying is it goes back to your statement of if I make like let's say like if I make more money but we have a joint account and you're spending more money than I'm spending and it's my money because I'm making it.
Well, it's not your money per se because it's a joint account.
It's a joint account. But that's what I'm saying. Like, so I think that's where it gets tricky. Versus like what you guys are saying, it's your money because you're making it together. And I think that's where the fights come into play is like, I'm working, like you think like, I'm just saying this as like, if I was the person making more money in your thoughts, you're like, I'm working to make all this money and you're spending my money, but it's our money.
Yes.
But it's hard to see it that way when you're like,
So that's where the resentment builds because it's our money, but one person is contributing more money to that pot. So that's where I was asking, should one person have more say or more control because they're putting more money into that pot or more control over what is done with that money because they're putting more in?
I feel like if you are choosing to have let's say this is a marriage scenario, because usually people don't have a joint account unless they are married or they have a business together. So let's say married couple, whatever. Guy makes $1 million a year. She makes, I don't know, 500. She makes half of what he makes. Does he have to pick up the slack when it comes to things that he wants to do that maybe she can't afford?
I don't think there's anything that either of them can afford at that salary range.
I'm just throwing out numbers that are like easier to think about because like
the more you make, the more you spend. Believe
me. I know.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, I don't think. What do you mean pick up the slack?
Like, in my opinion, like let's say you're you're married, you have a joint account, somebody makes twice as much as the other person. If your agreement is this is our account, then all of the money in that account is yours both to be spending. Now, I think where people run into issues is when they don't have conversations about what spending looks like or what is legitimate spending versus extreme spending. Because I think what can happen, actually, like we know somebody that this literally happened to. He made a bunch of money. His wife didn't work. All she did all day was sit at home and spend. Like she truly had a spending problem, but she sat at home and spent and spent and spent and spent and spent. And it was like, he was like, I just went to work so that she could spend my money.
And they didn't have sex.
Oh, that stinks.
I mean,
and she was just spending money.
well, you throw
She
out
had a
all
great
business,
arrangement.
but she like, I mean, I guess they had a kid, so they like, you know, he was at school all day, like he was of school age. And so it's just interesting, like when his friend talks about it, because he's an older guy now and he looks back and he's just like, I worked extremely hard and I kind of lost it all because she had a spending problem. And then when they got divorced, she took him for like everything he was worth. And he had to start from scratch
Oh,
again
no.
later in life. So I think there is a very slippery slope that comes with like a joint account, quote unquote, where you're not both contributing equally. I think that means the money conversations are even more important because you have to decide together, like, what is excessive spending versus what are we okay with spending? Like, and you have to decide that as a couple, because then nobody can come in and say, hey, you're spending all my money. If you've had the conversations, you don't leave room for interpretation. But again, I think that's why it's important that both people are contributing, and if not equally because of the pay or whatever is like the extenuating circumstance, like you very much have to have the conversation of like, what do you consider to be normal and legitimate spending versus what is overspending, what can you afford, and not putting yourself into a hole, because that can be difficult to climb out of.
Well, I think definitely if you have like a joint account, right? Like you guys have something that you both have that pours money into one account. Now, do you guys like have your own separate like individual like accounts, right? So it's like you're allowed to spend whatever you want in your own individual account, and like either party can spend their own money freely how they want to, but your joint account is for both of you to make agreements on and to, you know, communicate with each other what you're going to spend that money on, right? Like, and in that instance, that guy's kind of just married to this woman who's spending all of his money. It's like, he probably just never put his foot down. Like, there's like, you could just freeze all your credit cards. It's like all your money, you could start making some moves to make that stop happening, right? It just seems like he didn't do that. So I think all your individual money is your individual money to spend. And then when you have your joint account, that's like what you're using for the both of you to make those financial decisions on. And usually once you start building your life together, that joint account becomes much larger than your own individual accounts, because that's where when you're moving in that part of your life, you're making that life together. So it's like that joint account is basically going to be more than your own individual account. And then that is when you're really looking to, make financial decisions together.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. But I also think that there's like a thing that people do when they're getting married, which is like, we're just going to each take our own individual accounts. We're just going to merge them. And I think that's hard because what if one person is a really good saver, or one person does make significantly more money and they are coming in with a lot more, and then you just decide to kind of merge all your accounts together? I think that's hard. It can leave people feeling stuck. It can leave people feeling like there's no way out because all of your money is now like tied up with this person. And no one ever plans for divorce or plans for something to happen to their significant other. But I do think there is something, especially that happens to a lot of like women, where they either stop working to raise the kids and they're a stay-at-home mom, which should be a paid occupation. Don't even get me started. That's so much work and you should be compensated for it. But if you're in a situation like that, a lot of times women end up in a situation where they are literally controlled by the money because they aren't making any money. They are contributing to the family, raising the kids, keeping the house, like doing so much work, but they're not being compensated in any way. So if their husband is going out and going to work every day and they start to have issues in their marriage, she can't leave because she doesn't have anything to take with her because none of it is hers, or things might not be in her name or whatever. I think that can get really sticky. And that's why I think everybody that's going into a marriage or partnership, like, have your joint account. Maybe it would be smart if you both contribute a set amount equally to it, or an amount to it that you've both agreed on, even if one person's is more than the other. But have your own individual accounts too, because God forbid something happens, you don't want to end up in a situation where you are stuck and can't leave because you don't have anything to your name.
Yeah, but then again, like we had this conversation before, that's like kind of having your foot in, your foot out. Like you're almost preparing yourself for a disaster, right? So when you're getting married, you're all in. It's supposed to be an all in thing. And I know it's not what happens all the time, but that's what you're planning for. You're not planning to leave like you have your backup plan. You know what I mean? That's also not like a good thing, especially if you're like gonna be married. Realistically, you would want to hopefully be able to like be mature adults and be able to like split things. But divorce is messy, and you can never that never really works out well either. So it's like, where is that middle ground? I don't know. That's a tough one.
That's why I lean away from more traditional settings when it comes to a marriage or a relationship, and I believe that a woman shouldn't 100% depend on the man financially. I believe that the woman, in most cases, in some cases, especially in more traditional households, the woman should like propose a business together. I mean, and that probably won't happen in most cases. So the man should say, look, we should start a business together. And with that business together, we're both putting forward time and effort. And when both people are contributing their time to something and they're making money for that, they become more responsible when it comes to spending, because that's their time that they're dedicating, and they're sacrificing for obviously the money. And then the spending habits change, and also the financial dynamics change. So now the woman in these type of more traditional situations, relationships, the woman is equal because she's contributing just as much as the man because they have a business split together. So then there's no resentment, there's no fear of like leaving the situation, leaving the marriage, or leaving, because if they leave, they split this business. And not only are they splitting the business, they're also splitting. I don't know if there's a prenup. It's more important if there's a prenuptial agreement. If there's a prenuptial agreement attached to their marriage, then they should be more inclined to set up a business together. That way, when they split, she's good. Like she has no worries in the back of her mind if she's going to lose something. And then during the marriage, she was contributing to a building. Both people were contributing to building something together. So I believe that's the safest. That should be more of the future. Should be geared towards that, because both people will be financially sound if there is a departure, and there's never fear of a departure or preparation of a departure, because they're building something together that fuels and pays for their living.
But so how realistic do you really think that is? Because
Now, yeah.
Because most people, it's unless like you're taking those steps to do that, like while you're looking into marriage with somebody, right? But like usually it's like a married couple, they already have their jobs, they're already filled in with what they're at. But like most people who live their lives live with a job, you know what I mean? And that is their job, that's their career, and that's how most people, are in relationships. Everyone, all have jobs, they all have careers and stuff like that. So like to move forward, to have like a successful business, to where if you needed to ever separate while you're married, to have that like lean on, I don't think is 100% realistic for a lot of people.
And that can very much be the case. But if you look at most relationships, they spend time together. That's part of your relationship, is spending time together. And during that time, you're doing something, whether it's watching TV, just hanging out, sitting there talking. And during this time, you could be making money together, doing the same thing. Like you could be sitting there having a conversation with each other and making money at the same time. So why not have a business in place where you're doing these things together? I always look at businesses as fun. If you look at businesses as fun, you can continue to do it. You can persevere. Like you won't want to quit because it's something that you enjoy doing. You wake up and you want to do it. And that's just part of like growing a business. And you learn as you go. And some of the parts of the business you might not like, but that's why it's even better that you have a partner, because that person can take some of your slack. And that's part of a relationship, is somebody taking somebody doing something that you don't want to do. and that's compromise. So one person is doing something, the other person doesn't want to do it. You compromise. Hey, look, you take over this, you do this. That's just, and I feel like that just makes the bond in the relationship stronger. So I know it's unconventional, and the only reason it seems like it's unrealistic is because it's not a norm until people start doing it, and then it becomes a norm.
Let me ask you, how many people have you met that aren't like you?
Oh, how many people that I met that aren't like me?
That
Majority of people.
that don't have that. Majority of people.
Yeah,
right?
majority of people.
So,
Yeah.
there you go. That's that.
Yeah.
There's that in between, you know.
But I just think people. It's not that they're just not like me. I think there's a lot of ambitious, goal-oriented people. I just think that there's a barrier. There's this barrier of entry, or just a lack of knowledge when it comes to like the business world and what you're capable of doing and what you can do and what can be turned into a business. And I think that's what prevents people from getting into business, is them just not knowing.
I think also there's an element of fear, because
Yes,
there's not necessarily the same stability in business as there is like going to your 9 to 5 and just getting a salary or a paycheck. When you go into business, you're betting on yourself. So you have to trust and believe that you can do, or that you have what it takes to be able to build something and grow something that is going to make you money. And I'm certainly not advocating that people like leave their jobs and just wing it. But what you can do is you can start building something while still employed. So you can build something on the side, and that can become your full-time. What starts as a side hustle or just learning business can become your full-time salary, your full-time, future. I just think a lot of people have a lot of fear about taking that step and making that leap. And a lot of it is kind of rooted in societal things as well. And people are like, oh, well, my business contributes, or not my business, sorry. My job contributes to my 401k. My job pays for my health insurance, blah, 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 blah. You can get those things for yourself. You can start a business and you can get those things for yourself. It's going to be a little different. You're going to have to figure it out. You're going to have to be willing to go out there and do the unconventional things. But at the end of the day, the payoff is so much greater when you are working for you and not for somebody else. And so I think a lot of it just has to do with mindset. So I think it's what you said, like people don't know, and then they are also afraid of that instability.
And I'm not telling people to quit their jobs. I'm saying if you're in a relationship, you both have your jobs, but then you also have this one thing, this little thing that you create together, that you work on together in this time that you have, that you're always together. And it starts to make money, and you're building it up and you're having fun. This can be like a project, and you're just working on it.
Okay, give me an example.
Okay, so I'll give you an example. This is an example when, and I'm just saying this I'm saying this for all relationships. Like you're in a relationship and you get to a point where you
give me an example of a business that you can start with your partner just by spending time with them.
Well, I can just talk about the business that Chris and I have together. It's an influencer product review type of business, a content creator business.
But that's not you guys just sitting on the couch having a conversation with each other.
Actually, it is. That's exactly that. Like literally, like if we wanted to turn this podcast right here into a review, I can pick up a different product every 5 minutes and then take those clips and post them, and they will be reviews.
I think that what she's kind of saying is like, it's not just sitting down, hanging out, talking. Mm-hmm. It's being intentional with some of the time that you spend together, but using that towards something else. So like where we do like, record our content and things like that, and we're hanging out with each other, we are still being intentional about spending that time to create the content. Maybe instead of watching TV, like just sitting on the couch and watching TV.
Okay.
So I think, is that kind of what you were saying?
Well, yeah, because I know what you guys do, and like I know that it's time, like Chris alone doing these reviews and editing alone. Like I guess I just work under. I agree with you. First of all,
she never does it alone.
I mean, she's in the videos by herself.
Oh yeah, but I'm still right there.
Yeah, like I'll go into the bedroom and like.
This is semantic.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I agree with you. I'm just saying the average listener is going to say, You keep saying I can do it. What can I do? What job what business can I build with my partner? You're saying everyone can do it. This is what they're going to say. You say but you never tell me what it is.
Okay, I'll give you an example. I'll give you an example that somebody that I knew started off very small with a very small business, and she was like a trainer or whatever, like she was in the fitness or whatever. I think her husband just thought that she was in great shape and she should just start doing videos. So he would record her doing exercises all the time. Just record her every single day, record and post. He would do the editing, he would do all that stuff, and he would record her. And she got bigger, and everywhere they go, they would record fitness content. And she got bigger and bigger and bigger. And he was the breadwinner. And they got bigger and bigger and bigger. And then she got to the point where she was training Kim Kardashian. Just off of her posting videos, him recording her and her posting videos. And then next thing you know, she's training Kim Kardashian like 3 years later.
So you're saying social media?
Yes, absolutely. I'm saying to use the tools that we have in place. The tools that we have in place are social media. That's the main source of advertisement. That's how everybody advertises. So if that's where the advertisement is, then you advertise yourself. Advertise yourself, and there's so many different channels that you can use. Go ahead.
What if they don't like doing that? What if they're shy?
And there you go. So if you have a person that's shy but they're creative and they like making so that's where I'm going to go to my origin of how I determine these things. But you can do a host of different things. There's always ways to pop up a store to sell crafts that you might make, or to put your music online and and have your partner recording you and you do your music. The point that I'm making is you're with your partner all the time. You know their talents, you know their skill set. You can either push them to do their talent, do their skill set, and you support them, or they push you to do whatever your talent is and they support you. Or if you both are talented, you both do it together. And that's all I'm saying. Go ahead.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
Obviously, I agree with you. I mean, I have too many businesses right now, but
yes,
I agree. I think I have these conversations every day. And I tell you this, Joe, obviously you guys, Chris, you know this. I run a mentorship for people who want to start their own business. And they're always like, oh, I could never do it how you did it. And I'm like, yes, you can. I'm like, I don't know. I'm not like some magic fairy that has superpowers. I just worked hard. And I will tell you, people are two things. People are so scared of failing, and people are so scared of what people will say about them if they put themselves out there. Those are the two things that people are the most scared about. They don't want to post because people are keyboard warriors and are mean, and people don't want to deal with that. Or they don't want to deal with the backlash of maybe they are at their full-time job and they go into work and someone makes a passive comment like, okay, I'll give you an example. Before my business got to where it is now, you know what I used to hear on social about people knowing my posts for my business? Oh, I saw your little social media channel. Oh, your videos are so cute.
Yeah, it's passive aggressive.
And I'm like, oh yeah. And now you're coming to me for advice and asking me, get out of here. Tom and I are having tummy troubles. We are having tummy troubles. But I just think that people are so scared and let that fear really hold them back and stop them from just trying. Now, sometimes I don't think it's them. I think it's their partner. Sometimes I don't think their partner believes in them as much as they believe in themselves. And that is another conversation. I told Tom I was opening my practice and he moved to New York for me. I was like, all right, I guess we're going to move to New York so you can do this. My parents sent me job postings for the first 6 months that I had my practice. And they were like, we always believed in you. I'm like, no, you didn't. You were sending me job postings. What? This is crazy. Now, obviously, after people need to see success, but they never think that they can get there. I had sorry, I'm going to go on a little rant because I had another conversation with someone, and I'm doing interviews right now for people and to build something for me. And somebody asked me what makes me different. And I said, it's because I keep going when everyone else quits. There's going to come a time when you build a business and you're going to say, damn, this is failing. And then I say, no, I'm going to keep trying. I'm going to keep going. And the second you get over that hurdle, you take off. But you get tested. Every business owner, every entrepreneur hits that wall for a second. And that is why not everyone's an entrepreneur, because you hit that wall and you give up. But the people who don't give up and who say, I hit this wall, what happened? What can I do to get over this wall and not hit it again? That's who's successful. And I tell people this all the time. If you want a successful business, sure, you can start it as a little side thing, but you can't think of it that way. You have to think of it as this is your lifeline. This is your life. This is what is supplying for you, because the second you think of it as a second option, it now becomes third and then fourth on your to-do list, and you never do it. And I tell people that, they're like, oh, I just want to do private practice on the side. I'm like, that's great. That's all it will ever be. That's it. Sorry for my rant.
No, that's good. I mean, it's a mindset. It's definitely a
Went to
mindset.
the bathroom?
No, I put it right here.
Oh, okay. I thought Tom brought his mic into the bathroom.
So did I thought you did too. I was like, I was gonna hear some things in there.
But it's definitely a mindset. It's just like with these. I just randomly one day just did a TikTok live. I don't know why. I just turned it on, and then I was doing my terrace workout, and then it did extremely well. A lot of people got on. And next thing you know, I was talking to all these people. I got people to volunteer to be my moderators. And now I have all these moderators. And now I'm just doing TikTok lives. And like they're making money. And now these agencies are reaching out to me and they want me to work with their TikTok agency. And it's just like that. That's how you start a business. You just do things. You just try things out. It's like you can't close yourself off to different opportunities. You see something, you're just like, you know what, I'll try it out, see how it goes. And then it goes well. And then next thing you know, you take it. And if you look at all these people, like the Caller Daddy and all these people that you guys watch and listen to, they did the same thing. They just took a risk. And you can't have that fear. Like you just take the risk and see how it turns out. And then you're going to have haters. You're going to get on there and people are going to be like, and that's a lot of people did that. They got on there and they're like, oh, this guy's on steroids. Oh, this guy's on this. He's scamming you. He's telling you this. He's telling you that. And then I would have a conversation with them right there, right on the spot. I would tell them why I didn't. I share my ideology. I tell my philosophy. I share everything with them, and then they change their mind. Instead of falling for the hate and then feeding it, I turned it around on them. And then they were like, man, you're super cool, man. You're just a cool guy, man. You have great energy. And they stayed and they follow, and then now they're telling other people to join in. So it's just like you can't listen to those people because they're not committed to these convictions. They're not committed to the hate. You have to turn that around on them. And then they'll realize that that's not really in them. They're just so used to receiving hate from other people that they just push it out to the first person that comes in, the first person that they see that's doing something, they just push the hate out. That's how they get it off of them. They don't really feel that. It's not really in them. So when you can see them, and tell them that you see them, then that's when they feel seen. And then that little shield, that armor that they had just comes right off. And then they become your best friend. So it's like you can't care about what people are going to say because it's not coming from a place of like truth. It's not coming from who they truly are. You just got to do it. You just got to do it. And I'm just telling people will love it. That was my rant.
I love TikTok Live.
Now, what do you think? Because I think a lot of fear comes out of it, like financially too, to stay on topic. Because I think a lot of businesses are, like storefront businesses where people do have to take out a lot of money to actually start. I know like the whole branding of yourself is technically a business as well, but that's a lot easier to start or get over that hump because like you're not really putting much into it. Now, when you're trying to start a business where you have to put a lot into it, and then if it goes sideways and it fails, like then you're stuck with loans that you can't pay back. That's how I think
I just think that there's another way to start it at a smaller avenue before going to take out loans, like similar, for example, just doing it out of your house, doing a smaller version of it, like maybe a van, or even just like teasing it on social media to get a following of people interested in that product. And then you go bigger. Okay, I said this to parents, and I say this to other private practice owners too. And I think that this is really important, that your life is not a decision and then it's finite, especially in business. It is like the most important lesson that I've learned. Your life is choices and decisions and choices and decisions all day. I said, there is a day where I'm presented with two choices, and then I decide, and then I pick my choice, and then I decide, is that the right choice? I see how it works, and then I make a new choice, and then I make a decision on if I'm going to stay or change course. And there are days where I do that within 10 minutes of making a choice, because I'm like, oops, fix it. And I think so many people think once you decide to do one thing, you're stuck on that path for the rest of your time. And it's just not it. Like, you can make a decision to continue something, stop it, change direction, change your marketing, change your messaging, change whether you're faceless or put your face out there. You can try 900 different things, and then the one that sticks, you go with it. And I think so many people think once they make a choice, they're locked into this box, and they can't. You're going to make a choice, and then you're going to decide, do I stay with this choice or pick a new choice? And then you're going to make a choice on that. I'm staying or I'm moving. And then you move, and then you make a decision there. Do I stay or do I move? And then you stay. And then after 5 weeks, you say, do I stay or do I move? And then you move. That is literally business.
Oh, it's completely true. I mean, like, I can even speak from when I first started my business and I got my first contract ever, and I was super excited. And you're like on this high because you're like, oh my gosh, okay, this is for my personal business, not the business that we have together. And I got my first contract and I was so excited about it. And then I was like, this is going to be amazing. Everything's going to be great. And then I was calling low every 2 weeks, and every single day when I would come home, I was bitching to him because they were months behind on paying out my contract. They owed me tens of thousands of dollars, and I was having to float myself on just the amount of money that I had saved up, knowing that I was going to be taking a risk and betting on myself. And every single day it was a choice to either pull the plug and go back to working a regular old job for somebody else, or continuing to barrel forward with the contract that I was super excited about 3 months ago that they haven't paid for yet, and decide that I was going to make different things happen to ensure that it didn't happen to me again. And a lot of that was me coming home and whining and complaining about it to him, and him giving me solutions and helping me solve the problem. And that's where having a partner that's supporting you and giving you a place to lean on and being like kind of your backbone when you are struggling is so important. And I would also say it's really nice to have friends that understand. It's really nice to have friends who are in business that you can call and just be like, I am so stressed out. Things are not going amazing right now. And then they're like, I get it. I've been there. We all, you make choices, you keep pushing, you get through it. And when you get to the other side, you're like, nothing can touch me. Nothing can touch me because I know I can get through hard things. Like, what does Mel Robbins always say? You can do her. What is it? Is it Mel Robbins or is it, no, Glennon Doyle. She's always like, you can do hard things. You can do hard things, but you have to decide. You have to make the choice and follow through on the things that are difficult. You can't just give up, because if you do, you will never be successful.
Well, then also the other thing is I'm annoying. So like, someone tells me no, I know that's not a final answer. Like they just need to be asked a couple more times in a different way.
Or sometimes I have to find somebody else to ask. You're telling me no, so I'm going to find somebody else that's going to tell me yes.
You're just not the person. Like, I think it's so important. Like, it really baffles me that when it blows my mind that like you try to people in general, and this is just like mindset as a business owner. And I think Joe will understand this. Chris, you'll understand this. Tom, you'll understand this because you see me do it. And I literally, it blows my mind when someone like hits a wall or like a roadblock in what they want to do. And they're like, oh, well, I tried. I'm like, one time. One.
Yeah.
You did one thing. What else are you gonna do?
Mhm.
Yeah. One
try
attempt is not
again.
going to get you to
Try a
success.
different way.
Mhm.
Try
Yeah.
9 times instead of like, and like the worst is like if somebody that works with me does that, comes to me and says, "You okay?" Big breath. Sorry. You took a big breath. Like if like, and we were talking about this on the podcast last time when like you waste time on meetings and they're like, "Oh well, I tried to do that and I couldn't." And you're like, "Did you try again? Did you try a different way?" Like problem solving skills. We need to go back to teaching those in school, I think.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. You're absolutely right.
But again, I feel like that's where having like good friends and a good support system and a supportive partner is really helpful, because even when you don't have the answers quite yet and you're stressing, you have somebody to talk to.
Yeah.
You have somebody you can bounce ideas off of, or somebody who can give you a fresh perspective. But I think a lot of people, they try to like go at it completely alone. And that's not helpful either, because you need to have somebody that you can turn to when it inevitably goes wrong, because nothing goes 100% right the first time.
No.
But if you have somebody there to support you, because like I was saying, when I was really struggling, I was coming home every single day and talking to him about it, just being like, what else can I do? What other ideas do you have for me? Who do I need to reach out to? How do I get this solved? And he has so much expertise. He was able to help me get that figured out. And then when I needed to vent or whatever, I'm calling you and I'm like, listen, this is shitty and I'm struggling and I want to bitch about it right now. And you were like, okay, I'm all ears. Like, you need to have a good support system around you to do hard things, but don't be self-limiting. Like, don't tell yourself you can't, because if you truly want to, you can. But it's not easy. And I would never say that it's easy.
You can do it.
You can do it.
I think another thing also, and this is only to people that have the bandwidth. So I'm not saying that everybody should try this, but once you do establish a business that's working for you and it's running smoothly, you've managed it and it's growing, I believe that just to keep the brain fresh and I always think about this as far as like youth, that keeping things young is if you're constantly learning things, it's just constant, like the positive type of stimulation for your brain. It keeps your brain young. It keeps you cognitively there. And that's how I look at starting new businesses. So when I'm in a business and it's doing extremely well, okay, I'm like, okay, this is doing well. I'm managing well. I know how to. I have a process. I have processes and systems in place to make sure this functions seamlessly daily. Now, do I have time to just try something else? And if I do, I'm just going to try it. I'm just going to do it.
Yeah.
And when I see that it's successful, I'm like, wow, now that gets my brain turning again. That gets me recharged. I get to start something new. And then I'm solving problems, just constantly solving problems. And like you said before, like they don't teach the problem solving skills anymore. People are just told what to do and then they just do it. And they don't think about solving a problem because they just go back to their boss and say, hey, I ran into this problem, expecting the boss to solve the problem instead of them solving it themselves. And that's just creating a weaker, this weaker genetics, weaker people, weaker population. That's what that's going to end up. And we're going to see it in years to come. You'll see that we have a population that doesn't think for themselves. They're told how to think, but that benefits the powerful people. Anyway, going back to what I was saying, it's just like, if you have time, start creating something else. Don't get caught up in like a whole bunch of TV shows. And I mean, that's fine to watch when you have time, but if you can dive into something else that interests you, that can get your brain stimulated, do it. That's all I say. Because there's so many opportunities out there. There's so many ways to stimulate your mind, stimulate your body, and just grow. And yeah, that was my little rant again. But
Okay,
go ahead,
your
babe.
turn.
You can say something.
There's a lot to process. So I'm still on his rant here.
No, I agree.
No, it's true. I mean, I think it's the thing about business, I will say, is like once you start one, it kind of becomes addicting and you start seeing other ways that you can create more businesses that feed the business that you have, or more things that you're interested in or passionate about that you want to try to turn into a business as well. And I think that's what people don't realize. And that's why I think it's confusing when people meet entrepreneurs and they're always like, they're always doing so many things. And it's like, yeah, because once you start, it's kind of addicting and you start to see the fruits of your labor and you start to see the money, but you also start to see that it's fun and it's challenging. And I will say for me, the thing that makes it fun is doing it with my partner. So like having someone to do it with. And then by extension of that, now we have a podcast with our best friends who are like our favorite people in the entire world. And we get to hang out and chat and whatever and have a good time. And like everything can be a business. It's just a matter of how you think about it. And I think what's I think surprised me the most about business was as hard as it was to get started and as difficult as it is to get past roadblocks and as much like mental fortitude as it takes to just keep plowing ahead when it's difficult, there is a lot of fun along the way. There's a lot of like joy in it. And it does turn into you wanting to do more and more and more. I guess the flip side of that is also remember to like enjoy what you've worked for and stay present and don't constantly be chasing the next thing. And that's where balance is important. So when you're doing business with somebody else, it's important that you have a balance because you don't want to spend all your time working. But like, I will say like as much as a lot of what we do together in the evening is around, you know, things related to our business, that's a couple of hours. And in the grand scheme of things, after that couple of hours, we get to sit down on the couch, watch our favorite shows, cuddle, hang out, and have dinner together and whatever. And we actually get to spend more time together now because we have business together than we did when he had his own business and I was working for somebody else. We get a lot more time together now because we get to set our schedules. And because at least one of our businesses we do together, we get to spend time together when we're working on that. And that's fun. And so I think there is you almost have to wrap your mind around it's going to be hard and it's going to be scary and it's going to be all these things that people tend to associate with like negative emotions or anxiety. But there are also a lot of parts of it that are really, really fun. And I think the more fun you make it, the more successful you will be. Because I find when I'm having fun, I do better at everything across the board, at business, at life. If I am having a good time or it's an environment that I find to be fun and enjoyable to be in, specifically, I get to hang out with him and I get to hang out with you guys and we get to do fun things. That makes it all worth it. That makes the parts that are hard worth it.
I think there's something that I do need to work on is being present. I was talking to her brother, I think yesterday or the day before yesterday, and I was asking him if he has any book recommendations for me about being present to shoot them my way, because I feel like anytime I'm working on something, I'm so focused on working and building something. And then once I build it, and then once it's like to a point where I can look at it and say, this is successful, I'm off to the next thing. I'm like immediately off to the next thing. And I never get a time, like an opportunity to just like
enjoy it.
And
but
be
you'll
present.
enjoy it later.
No, but the one thing is, it's like you are being present while you're doing it. It's like being in a flow state, and you do this too.
Yeah,
you're very present when you're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Being present is like focusing on what you're doing without any outside distractions. What your issue is being able to enjoy it once it's finished.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah,
because
it's not the present problem. It's the enjoyment of it being finished because you're trying to move on to the next thing.
Yeah.
But I'll enjoy it in a few years. Like, I think I should work really, really hard right now so that in a few years we can really enjoy it. I don't know.
That's true too. That's true. That's true too.
No, it's not that you're not taking a step back and like
I don't want to move backwards.
You're not moving backwards.
No steps backwards.
You're not moving backwards. You're examining it and enjoying it, and then can move on. It's like it's taking a moment for yourself to be like, oh wow, look at this. Those are some of the things.
That's a moment wasted that I could have been doing something else.
So it's funny that you say that, Tom, because I was telling Kristen that when when we're like up really late and it gets to like, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., and then I walk out on the terrace and I can hear, because there's the club on top of the hotel right across the street, so you can hear the music. And I just start like kind of dancing to the music, and I just look off into the city lights, and I'm just like, damn, this is cool. This is really cool. Like, that's, I think, when it hits me, is because you hear like that, you feel like that cool, it's like warm, like it's like the warm air, just the wind just hitting
The
you.
warm breeze.
Yeah, it's a warm breeze.
The
city lights,
You
and
can
then
see
the music.
ocean off in the distance.
Yes, you can see the ocean and everything, and it's just like, damn, this is cool. But then
I
right there in that moment, it's like, bam, I gotta take it another step up.
Yeah, because you had a moment of gratitude. Like,
Yeah.
I do have moments of gratitude, but
I think it's a matter of not only being present when you're building something, but being present in the other areas of your life too, and not letting business be like the only thing that is like your driving force. So like actually being able to step away and be present in other areas of your life. So like where you will like go and brick your phone when you guys go to dinner, so you can be present in that moment. Like with him, I mean, he's doing so much right now that I don't really complain if he has to like check something or whatever while we're out. But I think you do try to be pretty intentional that you're not really on your phone.
Yeah.
When we're out. I think the only time really that you have lately was at the jazz thing, but that's because you were literally in the midst of like a deal.
Yeah.
So that was totally understandable. Like, and that's the thing. I'm not difficult about it. I understand that there are times where we might be doing something together and it might be pressing and he might have to take care of it. Or I know that there's something going on for the business that needs to be handled in a timely fashion. That is part of being a partner and understanding and being a teammate. Now, if it was happening all the time and he didn't have any awareness, I would say something. So I think there is a balancing act there too. Like he respects me enough that he gives me my time where it's just the two of us and we're hanging out and there's no distractions. But also, I mean, I guess there is the element of business never stops. So there are going to be times where you as a partner are going to have to understand that something takes precedent over you in this moment right now. And you have to be okay with that. And that's the other element of business that especially if you're doing it with your partner, like you have to be as invested in it as they are and vice versa. And if you're not the one in business and they are, you need to be just as supportive for them because they are also doing their best. And it is if you're in a couple, like that is for both of you, whether or not your name is on the business, like that is all working toward your collective future. And I think that's important because sometimes dinner gets interrupted because something has to be taken care of. But also if you're conscious of it and you're cognizant of the fact that we still have to spend time together that's uninterrupted, then those little things are like a blip on the radar and it's not a big deal.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing has been getting a different phone for my business now. And I do leave it. I leave it. I do. I left it last night.
I know. You let me know every time you do.
I know. I think it's important. He used to get mad at me, and now I'm like, oh, because I get excited about the fact that I can do that, I can leave this and go. And last night though, there's one person that refuses to use my new number and still texts me on my old number. And we were at a baseball game and they were texting me and it was serious. And I was like, I just so wish that this was on my other phone and I was going to see it when I got back. But then it was because I saw it, now that's all my mind could think about. And I needed to just nip it in the butt because I wasn't going to be able to think about anything else until that was taken care of.
I told you having separate devices will change your life.
It does.
Which, I mean, you kept saying sorry. I'm like, you have to do what you have to do. I'm never.
I kept apologizing, because I could tell, they were, we were in a group and I was on my phone texting this person and I kept looking, I was like, I'm really sorry. I'm just trying to get this taken care of. And he was like, it's okay. And I was, but then they texted me back and then I could feel myself and then I was like, I'm really sorry. It stinks when you can feel it too in yourself when you don't, I made this step so that didn't happen and it still gets interrupted.
Yeah. That's part of business, putting fires out.
Oh yeah.
It's true.
Burn it
but
down.
It is sometimes nice to be able to just leave your work phone at home when you're going to do something because you're
let it burn.
Can reach me.
Let it burn.
Let it burn.
It is the most freeing feeling when I'll leave my phone at home and I'm like, literally no one can bother me right now. Nobody.
No one.
No
So
one. I am unavailable. I am off the grid essentially.
I love it. I love it so much. I really do.
Such a
but
good feeling.
I love this. I love this podcast.
But
Makes me happy.
there will be like a point in time where like you're not going to have to worry as much about it, but you still will. But it's like once it grows to like a certain point, there's going to be like, I don't have to deal with this right this second. I think that's for like most people when something's built, because usually you have people to do that for you.
I mean, it's not that I have to deal with it right now or my entire company's going to go away. It has nothing to do with that. Like, it has more to do with the fact of like, this is going to bother me until I extinguish it. Like,
Yeah.
I could have waited until the next day to answer, but I would have been thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was like, I just needed it to go away so that I could like come back and not have this in the back of my mind.
Yeah.
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 Like us putting the press on you guys to come to Miami.
I'm ready.
To move to Miami, put that press on you guys.
Keep it coming.
You know,
Was that anxiety? Did that cause anxiety?
No.
Okay, good.
Why? What? Oh, what? When you text us to move in with you?
Yeah, yeah.
Joe wants a roommate. He's got a partner now. He wants roommates. No, that was
Tom
exciting.
was like, we have to get some stuff in order. We have to get some stuff in order before that happens.
Yeah.
That's logic brain.
Yeah.
My brain's like, run.
It'd be so fun.
No, you were also like, no, I need time.
No, this thing needs to. Yeah, gets it. We're getting there.
course.
We're getting close.
Of
Yeah.
course.
Or we could just do it now. I can. You could come visit.
Come on, we got it ready for you, Tom.
You were mobile. We could have done this down there, and then you wanted to, you know.
I mean, Kristen and I are in chats about something.
We are. We're in chats about building some things.
We're in chats.
We're in chats. We're always in chats. This is what happens. You start a business, then you start 10 more, then you start ones with your friends, and it just never ends. Snowball effect.
My sister said it like the best, because I said I had like a bit of a similar to what Kristen, you said this earlier, where someone is always like, oh, you're always doing something. Like, and then it makes you think like, am I doing too, like sometimes I get like that, like, am I doing too much? Like, why? Like, I had someone tell me like, can't you just, similar to this, like, just let the paint dry, like, and I was like, no. And then I was thinking about it, and then I talked to my sister, and because I just said to her, I was like, I don't know, I just feel like I keep getting put in these rooms, and opportunities are just like landing in my lap, and I have to say yes.
Yeah, but you're making opportunities for
yourself. And it's
yourself.
exciting, and you just like somehow end up in front of these people who can further you and help you and push you, and you meet this person and that person, and then there's all of these things that are presented to you. And my sister looked at me and she goes, yeah, what does everyone say? Like, the first million's the hardest, and then after that, it just gets put in your lap.
Well, this goes to like what you guys or what Kristen was saying before. It's like, you know, people are always going to be saying something like in a judgment style. It's like we were somewhere and she was talking about like her business and stuff, and this lady just kept going, what's she doing? What's she doing? What is she doing? What's she? And like like wanted to be like so involved with the conversation. And I'm like, just listen, lady.
I was having a very in-depth conversation with somebody else who was offering very good advice on just like tech security. And it was and the lady's like, what is she doing now? What's she doing now? What else is she doing now? And I could hear her just like beep, 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 in my back. And I'm trying to have this conversation with her husband. Like, ask him when you get home.
Yeah. Find out later. Like, I'm trying to get some knowledge right now. Thank you.
Go a lot.
Oh yeah, he just turns to her and he goes, a lot.
Sorry.
A lot.
But then she did go, she goes, okay, just remember small people when you're a billionaire. And I was like, okay. That was like a nice, like, it's nice and like, that's like okay, I believe in you kind of like, looks like you're doing great things. Like, I don't know. And I'm like, that would be fantastic. But it was just like, so many people want to know, but like, they don't know enough about it to have a good opinion on it. That is something I found out a lot about too, is that like they think they know, but they don't know enough information. And then they form this opinion on this like rice grain of information they have about what you're doing and then say, this is stupid.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I build it. And then tell them and show them. And they're like, wow, when did you do this? Why didn't you tell me? Like, what? No.
I didn't tell you because I don't need to hear your mouth.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like that. I'm taking that advice in one of these businesses that I'm building. I'm putting pieces out because I do need help with it. So I do need to put part of it out there to ask for assistance, but nobody knows.
Mhm.
Like not a lot of people are in that world with me yet, except for you guys.
Of course.
That's having friends,
Yep.
Yeah.
especially friends in business.
That one's going to be fun for me to like throw out there and be like,
Mm-hmm.
wait,
Yeah.
this is crazy. This
Wait,
is
which one?
that one.
Do I even know?
You know, the one that I've been interviewing all these people for.
You've been interviewing a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Let me get some
Okay.
more water.
Okay.
Okay. Wait, Chris, you'll crack up at this. This is one of those
What?
things that like I feel like this pertains to business too. I should have said this to you. I think I sent it to my sister. It was like I only want to get this isn't the only reason why I want to get married. But it was like a meme. Wait, I'm just gonna read it to you. It was so funny. It says, can't wait to get married and not invite all the people who thought that they were going to come to my wedding. And I feel like that. And I literally sent, my message is, I am toxic because this is literally one of the only reasons I'm excited to get engaged. Is to not all these people that think that they're going to get invited and they just don't get an invite because I've poured so much into them, but they are never present for me.
Wait, did you tell her about your one friend?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You will when it clicks. There something happened where they had to bail on you, and then they were like, "Oh, I wonder if I'd still be invited to her engagement party or something like that."
What?
Can I say it out loud?
No name.
Wait.
I think about that in business. All of these people who think that they're going to come along in my success journey and are just going to be right in the dust.
Wait.
Oh, I have a friend who notoriously makes none. And then asked another one of my friends, like I went somewhere and they were supposed to meet me and I hadn't seen them in a while. And I like went out of my way to travel and see them and they didn't show up. And then had the audacity to ask another one of my friends if they thought that they would still be invited to my engagement party. And I said to my friend, I don't even know where she lives right now.
So the answer to that is no. The invite will not be coming.
I was like, what? Weird. No. You can ask me and I'll say no.
I know. I also don't like when people try to.
Also,
get
I'm not
information behind
engaged.
your back.
But also, I'm not engaged. So, what engagement party?
Yeah. What are you talking about?
The fuck? Bitch.
Hell no.
Anywho. Wow, that ginger tea gave me big fart pains, gas pains, bad in my belly. I felt like a toddler. Like I needed Tom to take my legs and like push them into my belly and back and make
to
me
get the
fart.
gas out. Yeah.
You had to do a little gas move.
Yeah.
And they do on babies.
I needed something. That was crazy. But I love talking. All right, what other business are we going to start together? Let's start chatting.
Well, guys, I guess we have to end the podcast. We have more businesses to start. We all have between the four of us, we've got like 10 going on right now. But what's an 11?
Yeah.
We're 12.
I think the TikTok stuff is about to boom. The TikTok live stuff is about to boom. So I think all you guys should start putting more effort into building up your TikToks. And then we can start doing some collabs. And then we can start doing some collabs on TikTok Live, and those will explode.
TikTok Live has been booming.
Yes. So lives period on every platform is about to blow. But right now, TikTok Live, like TikTok has the most like active, engaging viewers. So like get on there now, and like all of our niches are undervalued right now. So get on there and just start talking. Just start talking, just start doing stuff, just start interacting. I just get on there when I'm working out.
We gotta get Pop Pod to be live eligible, because I think this will blow if we can get it on TikTok.
Yeah, if we get on TikTok Live, this
are live eligible.
That's what I thought, but then
I thought you had to be at that. I thought you have to be like at that. I thought
you can get invited. It can be invite.
Oh, invite. Oh, okay. Well, if we have an invite to be TikTok Live, that's the route we want to go.
I think
because I think if we do TikTok Live, we'll have 100, 200 people watching, and they'll be gifting. And when we say crazy stuff, funny stuff, they'll be gifting. We'll be making money. Like we'll be making money off of this. Well, talking about that now, I need to close this out. It was great having a talk about all of the things when it comes to money and relationships, and why you all should talk about your money more in your relationship. You should even talk about money before you get in a relationship, so you know what's going on, and you won't be surprised in the relationship when you guys have no money. No, not that you guys have no money. You might have some money. You might have a lot of money. You might have a lot of money. You might have no money. But the point is, have the conversation about the money,
credit card debt,
and figure it out. Or you might have a negative money, and that's next level. Negative money is the next level. And guess what you're going to get with negative money? Negative things, negative assets. So anyway, back to the finalizing the podcast for today. You're here with all the pairs because we're paired up. And it's time to exit from your boy Joey.
Insight into where we're headed next. So we'll be hopefully on TikTok Live here soon.
Yes. Love you guys. Thanks for listening.
See you next week. Well, actually, we'll see you Monday.
See you Monday.